So this question was previously also asked in another format in 2024. They have asked that what are the refutive ideas of Hume in context of causal relationship and how Kant refutes Hume's ideas. So what is this causality? What is this cause-effect relationship? Suppose I say traditionally A is equal to B and B is equal to C. Therefore, we conclude that A is equal to C. There's a cause, there's an effect. If there is fire, there is heat. The fire is the cause and heat is the effect out of it. This is what the traditional set of philosophers had already been saying. Now, Hume being an empiricist, skeptic philosopher. Now, Hume is empiricist, that means he believes only in the sense experience. He is skeptic. In his theory of knowledge, Hume has mentioned that there are relation of ideas and there are matter of facts. Relation of ideas are like in arithmetic or mathematics, is 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. He is not skeptic about that. He is only skeptic about the matter of ideas, and causality is one of the matter of ideas. Hume is saying that there is no necessary connection between the cause and effect relationship. Instead, this causality, it is a psychological necessity. It is not a logical necessity, right? It is a custom. It is a habit. It is a constant conjunction of A and B. We have impressions and we have the copies, the ideas of it. Now, out of this, the constant conjunction between the A and B element, we tend to observe that there must be some relationship, cause and effect, but there is no such relationship. Suppose you are striking a billiard ball. He gives this classic example over here, and he says that you think that the second ball is also moving because you have made the strike on the first ball. Now, this is out of the habit, this is out of the custom or the constant conjunction, but it is not a logical necessity always. This is what Hume is trying to say. So what is causality? One word you have to remember, that it is a psychological necessity, and you have to mention over here that causality, it is not a logical necessity. Is it clear? Now, Kant is going to come over here and Kant is going to say, whenever we perceive knowledge, the knowledge moves through two sensibilities of space and time, right? And then it further percolates into the 12 categories of mind. And the mind is the active participator over here, right? And causality is one of the 12 categories of this mind. It is only because of this 12 categories of mind that I am able to have the sense experience of the thing. So he mentions that causality again is one of the a priori category. A priori means it is before any kind of experience. That's why he says that understanding maketh nature, right? It is only because of 12 categories of mind that they are a priori elements. That is why I am able to get the sense experience of the things. Is it clear? Suppose he explains this, that a stone, it hits a window. This is again the cause, right? And what happens? The window break. Hume is going to say there is no necessary connection between them. But Kant will come to rescue, and he says that in order to make the knowledge complete, you have to understand that this cause and effect relationship, it will be the one of the 12 categories of mind, right? Understanding, the second level after the space and time, this will again going to be the a priori experience. Is it clear? Mind, it necessarily interpretates. Mind is the active participator. It is not somebody who is sitting and just being the spectator behind the back. Is it clear? That is why came this conception of Kant's Copernicus revolution, where Kant changed the entire system, that mind is actively participating. That is why we are able to gain the knowledge of the things. Is it clear?